Welcome back everyone, we're just on the border of the Telltale Heights and the Tabal Wasteland, ready to head into Dampe's hut and take on his dungeon making challenges. And he's not there. But he is over here, so we actually have to talk to him first. Sorry about that.
Hey, you made it out here. That speaks well of you. Maybe you can help me out with a little job. I'm Dampe, and my job around this island is to dig up interesting stuff. When you have some time to spare, come see me in my shack over there.
And now, Dampe will demonstrate off-screen teleportation by being... Oh no, wait, he actually does walk in after us. Well, I'm off to a great start. So let's talk to him.
Hey, there you are. I want to show you something interesting. You've gone poking into some of the ruins on this island. I can tell. I make little chambers based on those dungeons. Put some chambers into the slab back there and it turns into a real dungeon. How's that work, you ask? Who knows? But I want your help testing the limits of this thing. I want to hear about the dungeons you've seen. It inspires me to make new chambers for you. With a few chambers, you can make basic dungeons. With a bunch, you can make complicated ones. See if you can use what you got to finish the challenges I give you. If they're not done once you finish arranging a dungeon, you gotta adventure through it too. I'm no designer though, and I'm no adventurer either. It's all up to you. I'll make the risk worth it. Impress me and there's treasure in it for you. Is that a chamber stone you got there?
This is where they come in handy. You'll get special chambers depending on what you give Dampe.
I can make special chambers out of those. Bring them to me when you find them. You look like you've been through a lot. Sit down and tell me about it.
The more dungeons you've cleared, the more chambers you'll have. And with each new chamber stone, you'll get a new special chamber.
What are you here for?
So, let's get to arranging. Dungeon Arranging 101, our first challenge.
Started this one already. Can you finish it? Make a path from the entrance to the Nightmare's lair. It's gotta be a stop along the way for the treasure chest. If a chamber's got an exit, you gotta connect it to another exit. Nobody wants an exit that goes nowhere.
So, I'll put together a fairly basic dungeon. We'll speed this up a little bit. Skipping over the instructions because they are fairly basic and self-explanatory. But we've got everything sorted out on our very basic first dungeon, so let's get to it. Fairly basic theme if I'm going to be honest, but... So, as you will have seen, chests will either have rupees or keys in them depending if you have locked doors. The last chest is always the nightmare key. So we don't actually have anything to do in regards to that. We can't shoot it to get a key, but we can boomerang these and bomb that wall. We will, however, need the bomb arrow. Please take note, Dampe fills up your equipment during these challenges. You'll go back to whatever you had once you finish the challenges. accidentally throw that over. Right, in there. Can we land it? Talk about your bank shots, that wasn't too bad. And they're always chests. Regular keys don't drop down. So we're just getting miserable single rupees at the moment. But you will recognise these as being a real hodgepodge of all the dungeons we've beat. That's the plan. Certain rooms cannot be used because they're not really of conventional structure, which is a little disappointing. At any time, you will be able to check the map for your dungeon by pressing the minus button, like you would a regular dungeon. Sometimes you do need little reminders along the way. Okay, so that resets them. Handy. And you don't have to defeat the boos if you don't want to, they will run away. So, not too much more to go in this particular dungeon. Very familiar surroundings, very familiar enemies. Use all the tricks you've acquired to complete a dungeon. And we'll have to hop over here to get our last chest. And... whoops, didn't mean to throw it that way. There we go. Huh? Oh, I do have to shoot the statue in the eye. Oh, I'm an idiot. Now, sometimes, depending on the dungeon, you can choose the boss. This time we have Moldorm. Even though Moldorm goes down in 2 strikes of this sword, a spin attack will not defeat Moldorm in 1 shot. Whoops. And there we go. First one clear.
What a show. There were times I'd swear you had 1 foot in the grave. Thrill like that deserves something from my collection in exchange.
You will get new chambers for clearing each challenge.
The rupees you find around the dungeon are a little bonus from me. You can keep them once the adventure's over. Watching it down there gave me an idea for a new challenge. It's ready whenever you want it.
So let's get arranging on our next challenge. Placing the basics. This will teach you about making certain specific tiles during his challenges. So let's get rolling. And off we go on our second adventure. Fairly simple one, we just have to grab some keys to unlock things. It pretty much will be all keys in this occasion. I've even made a small key-like setup. So I have to step on that, go back down, push that down, and we're good to go. Keep in mind if you do skip some areas, you might not be able to get them as rooms in the Dungeon Maker. I'm not entirely sure if that's the case, but we've got another key. Yeah, as I said, it will be all keys, so I don't know why I'm making a big deal out of getting a key. I'm keeping it fairly basic so that I'm not boring everybody with all this. As it is, things do drag on a fair bit, but I do want to clear the first level challenges in this video. They're generally not too hard and you can make them pretty basic. There are some advanced challenges I might show off in bonus videos. There we go. Things are running pretty smoothly and it's going around the outside of the room now. And there we go. We need to light our torches. Actually, why should I waste time with the magic powder when I've got the magic rod? I don't think I thought this through. Can I... Oh, I can do that! That's actually fairly handy. What? 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 What was that? That is a new one. I did not expect that to happen. Even death can't stop his dreams of flying. Oh, I thought I'd made it. And it's time for our boss. I thought I'd give Slime Eel a bit more of a show because, quite frankly, we flattened him. No need to worry about cutscenes. Okay, there's a demonstration of how you can defeat Slime Eel in one cycle. So, we've seen the amazing flying Stalfos and flattened an eel. And we've got an idea for another challenge. So let's get arranging on the third regular challenge. A passage across. This is where you learn about stairs. And those tiles can't have anything placed on them. Once again, I've kept things pretty simple. We'll be able to navigate this one relatively easily, but the idea is we do need to go over to that area accessed by stairs. And we can just annoy the Wizrobe. And make it fall to its death. You will notice the layout of some rooms actually does change slightly. So let's potter on down here and you'll get a random underground passage. I think depending on what you've put down. Or it can just be completely random. Yeah, so we've got passages from the Tail Cave and to Bottle Grotto. Worth noting, you can gradually take down Pol's voices with arrows, but as you've seen, it takes 4. Does the boomerang work on them? Nope. It is generally much easier to just play the Ocarina, even though I didn't actually have to defeat any of them. Now, this room has been changed a bit so that you can progress through it. Nice little resupply room. And we have a mini-boss to fight. There are no mini-boss warps in the dungeons. Why did his bomb just disappear? Oh, there's just a chest in here. Interesting. So there we are, that's got our key, and now we can head back to progress through the rest of the dungeon. Push that and make a fancy jump over. No room for clever tricks on this one. We'll just go and up. And another Hinox to fight. I believe you can have 3 Hinoxes in total in a dungeon, since there are 3 encounters with them. Turtle Rock, Eagle's Tower, and the original one in Bottle Grotto, and I put all 3 of them in there just because I felt like it. I don't know if reflecting the fireballs from the torches will actually hurt that Hinox. But that doesn't matter because we have managed to walk into a fireball and we've picked up our nightmare key, ready to go. I admit there's not a great degree of customization. You can't choose what you want to place, you can't get some of the more complex rooms, but it's not bad for a beginning idea. Could be a lot worse. There's a lot to actually... I really didn't want to say build on, but it's probably the best saying we have. There's a lot to work with as far as this option goes. It has potential, but of course it does need to be developed a lot. Also worth noting, you can shoot... I've lost my sword beams. You can shoot Evil Eagle out of the sky with your sword beams. And there is a demonstration that sometimes you will actually get hit in the head. Nearly down. The hook shot, I believe, doesn't actually do anything. I'll get a demonstration of that, but it did in the original games. Assuming I can actually fire it. Whoops. It's a bit more focused on being aggressive at least. So, as you can see, hookshot does nothing. I should just get the arrows out in case. Or he's going to swoop and down. So there's the third lot clear. Well, third challenge anyway. Usual governs, we get a new chamber stone. Or new chamber. And we will wrap up the episode by making the last of the regular ones. Fill up your hearts. Heart-shaped dungeon, let's get going. Alright, here we go. One heart-shaped dungeon in a fairly cohesive path. As always, we're well topped up. If you like, you can actually tackle pair rods from a distance with pretty much any ranged weapon. Just using the magic rod because even though it's nowhere near as powerful as it used to be, it doesn't use any ammunition. Back we go. And we're seeing these creatures, whatever they are, again. Grab our key, and we will have to defeat the last one. Nice shot, and up we go. Of course, it won't do anything to hard hat beetles, only bombs will take care of them. And there's a nice little touch. The fireballs shot back from those torches can indeed damage regular enemies. And we got 50 rupees. Style points, I guess. Interesting note, if you're standing where a chest would spawn, Link will actually move out of the way and then it will spawn. 50 more rupees, we're getting some generous gifts. And through we go. Time to put our bombs to use against the Dodongo snakes. Easier to see which way they turn, and it's also a lot easier when you can actually just put bombs in their path. That time I missed, and last second save. That really should not work. What's even stranger is the fuse resets. So all we gotta do is wait now. And there we go, we will get another chest. One miserable rupee. And one of our mini-bosses from the colour dungeon is back. Much easier to defeat when we're better equipped. Unlock this and away we go. Of course, I've set things up so we will actually need to take the staircase to the boss. Another miserable rupee. So we'll need to go this way and grab a few more chests. Set our hook shot. Can I get it stuck? We'll have to wait till it comes back to the jar. Just because I don't really like them that much. And there we are, there's our 1 rupee. And there's 1 more rupee. Now, did I miss it? Yes, I did miss something. I don't believe it. I'm really that stupid. Hold on a tick. We'll wait till I'm back here. Alright, I've made it back here and we don't need to unlock that door. That worked a lot better than I thought it should have. Wasn't what I wanted to do, but it looked cool. Anyway, let's go and beat up Slime Eye to make ourselves feel better. With this, we will have wrapped up the level 1 challenges for Dampe. What the? Wow, this is going poorly. Worth noting, like Moldorm, these take 2 hits from the level 2 sword, but you can't defeat them in a single spin attack, as far as I know. Can't make them too easy. Anyway, fill up your hearts is clear. We get the final secret seashell. We get a heart piece. And Dampe has more challenges. So we'll be able to arrange things freely. But before we wrap things up, we are going to take a shortcut over to Seashell Mansion because that was the final secret seashell. So as you can see, all 50. What are we going to get? The meter rises all the way to the top. And with those words, we at least get money. And we also get a chamber stone, which is a bit of a letdown. Could have been better, but could have been a lot worse. At least we got some money out of it. To be honest, chamber stones are pretty much all we have to spend money on right now. I could do with some bombs. I'll buy some things off screen. And then in the next episode, we're going back to do those challenges. We will wrap up as many as we can. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time on our adventure through Koholint Island.